Have you ever struggled to plan a cosplay? Looked at a picture of a character and had no idea how to translate that into something you can actually make? Then this is the video for you. Here's how I plan my cosplays in 4 easy steps. Step 1. References. The first thing you need to do is collect reference images, both of the character in their original material and, if possible, cosplays of said character. The point of cosplay references is to see how other people have interpreted the character and take inspiration from that, without directly copying them. I usually use Google Images or TikTok to actually find these images. For references of the character themselves, try to get images for the entire body and outfit, and potentially different angles as well. But it's not necessary to be that detailed with the cosplay reference images. Feel free to use any software you're familiar with to collect these images. I used to use OneNote so I could also do my planning on there as well, but now I've moved over to Notion. But anything that works for you is good. Step 2. Requirements. Here it gets a little bit more abstract, so just bear with me. Requirements are the things you need to keep in mind when planning and making your cosplay. For example, part of my brand, I guess, is that I keep my eyes covered. So one of my requirements would be that my eyes aren't visible. I also only know basic sewing, so another requirement would be that I don't have to sew clothes myself. To word it in a different way, your requirements are a list of things you need to do and things you need to avoid, so that you can make sure to do the necessary things while avoiding the, well, things you need to avoid. Step 3. Idea generation, or to keep with the R theme, rumination. Once you have your references and your requirements, it's time to start brainstorming. Divide the cosplay up into parts. For example, face, hair, upper body clothing, lower body clothing, and then go through those categories, thinking of ideas for each one. Remember to keep your requirements in mind for this, as well as looking at your references. As mentioned earlier, the cosplay reference images can be useful to see how other people have interpreted the character. At this point, you don't need to decide which idea you're going with. This is just coming up with any possible ideas that fit your requirements. As a bonus step to consider, particularly if you have a deadline, you can also create a separate list of the bare minimum you need for the cosplay, and the things you to add if you have time. This will help you focus on getting the necessary parts done before adding more details. I used this method for my striker cosplay that I needed to put together for an event, but I went a little further and categorized the non-necessary things into several levels, as shown here. Really though, all you need is a list of the necessary parts you need to have, and then a list of everything else. Step 4. Research. You've collected your reference images, you've figured out your requirements, and you've come up with a bunch of ideas. What now? Well, you need to decide what you're actually going to do. And that's where research comes in. For any of your ideas that you don't know how to do, research it. Look it up. See if there's a tutorial online. That should help you figure out what materials you need and the amount of time and effort you need to put in if you went with that idea. Once you have a good understanding of what's required of all those ideas, you need to decide what you're actually going to do, which one you'll go with for each part of the cosplay. And once that's done, congratulations! You've planned a cosplay that fits your requirements and works for you. To better explain this whole process, I'll upload a video soon where I go through planning a stylist cosplay to give an example of it in practice. Also, if you're still struggling to use these steps, let me know your character and your requirements down in the comments, and I'll make a video going through it with them to help you out. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. You deserve it.